Hi everyone, Adarsh here. So this is a video tutorial for AWS. So we have a roadmap here where we'll go through lot of things into the AWS, and this is a first tutorial where we're gonna create a AWS EC2 instance. So let's get into the AWS console. So for that we have to go into aws.amazon.com. We have to say sign in to the console, and once we sign in we'll just get into the console. So in the previous tutorial we have seen how we can create a AWS account, free account. So basically AWS gives us lot of things, like it gives us a free 750 hours of Windows instance, as well as 750 hours for the Linux instance. So first, today we're gonna see how we can just create a EC2 Windows instance. Basically EC2 is something which is for elastic cloud compute, so that's why it's known as EC2. So let's go into the EC2. So basically how we can go open the service and the compute, we can see there EC2. Once we click on that, we'll get into the EC2 here. So here in the dashboard we can see we don't have any running instance, we don't have anything as of now. So what we have to do, we have to say launch instance. So launch instance has a couple of steps where we can get the ready. So here you can see that we have a Amazon Linux flavor of Amazon, Red Hat Linux flavor, SUSE, we have Ubuntu, we have Windows, and Windows with RDS here, Windows, lot of Windows 2016 with the Express edition of server and all. So there are a lot of versions of Windows. So here whatever the things are eligible for the free tier, it will be mentioned here, like eligible for free tier. So Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, SUSE, Ubuntu, and Windows Server 2016 is available for free tier, which we can use. So I'll gradually will go one by one lot of things into the AWS series, and in my coming video tutorial I'm gonna cover up lot of things into that. So today's what we have target for today, that we're gonna create a spin up a Microsoft Windows Server 2016 base instance on AWS. So we have to select this here. So after selecting, we have lot of things here, like general purpose. So whatever is default, which is for eligible for free tier, so we just gonna go for that. Here we have a lot of other sort of customer configurations for instance type, like what is a basic platform, hardware platform you need. So I have free for the free tier, it's a 1 CPU, 1 GB memory, and then elastic block storage is hard disk. So by default we'll get a 30 GB, and then EBS optimization is not available here, low moderate network performance and IPv4 support and all. So we'll just go for the general purpose this thing, and we'll say configure instance detail. So we have to spin up only one instance here, and all these things I'm just leaving by as it is. So in my coming tutorial I'm gonna go through one by one all these things, what exactly these configuration meant for. Next, move out to the storage. So as I have mentioned that AWS gave us a 30 GB of storage free. So for spinning up the Windows instance, Windows by default takes a 30 GB because it's not a black OS. So black OS is something where we don't have the UI. In the Windows we have a proper UI and all. And here we have a general purpose SSD, solid state drive. We have other options here, MagnaTape, provisioned IOPS, that is a paid one here, but general purpose SSD is a free one. IOPS stands for input output per second, solid state drive and all. So here, and this will be the root, and we'll just say add tags. So tag is something which will identify your instance uniquely across when we have a multiple instance running into the dashboard. So here we have a security group. So basically for Windows we can we have to do our remote RDP, and it says that what are the type to connect. What means basically it's a kind of firewall. Security group is a kind of firewall where we'll just into the AWS environment we'll put the firewall, and with that firewall we gonna allow only RDP, and from anywhere we'll just launch it as a Windows, and after that after doing RDP we have to spin up server also. So we'll say okay, with this we'll just enable a custom TCP so that we can execute start a Tomcat server. Only these two things are sufficient for us as of now, because we cannot do SSH on that Windows, and here with the RDP itself we can do the file transfers and all. So I guess this two is sufficient. And then we'll say review and launch. So here we can see what sort of instance we have selected, T2 micro and all these things already we have seen. Then security group, then instance details, and then storage 30 GB max we have already taken, and tag. And then once we say launch instance, we have to create a new key pair. So I'm gonna say Windows, and we have to download this key pair. So I have downloaded this, and I'll say launch instance. So I'll go into downloads, and I'll just say cut, and I'll go to my desktop, and I'll just create ESpark. So we got the PEM file, so we need a puttygen. I guess we don't need puttygen also, but just for the safer side, if we'll just convert this PEM file into PPK file. So here we can see that your instance are now launching up. So what way we can go to the dashboard here by clicking in this itself. So once we click that, we can go into the dashboard. So here you can see that Windows instance ID, T2 micro, and availability zone in the US West, it is there, and running, initializing, status is initializing. So here we can select lot of regions, but so there are different their AWS provide different sort of products and services which are not available in all the zones. So if we select US West Oregon, also Oregon is a place where we can get all sort of products of Amazon. So that will be always helpful for us. So we can in the free, as a free tier user, we can go through that those list of products which Amazon offers for the customers. So here we can see description. In the description we can see instance descriptions are there, status is there, monitoring, tags. So like there so gradually we'll just dive deeper into these things. So for Windows it's gonna take a couple of minutes. So in the meanwhile, what we can see we can just use puttygen, and we can just create a PPK file out of this. Anyhow, I guess we don't need a PPK file, but okay, we'll not create a PPK file because I guess PEM file is sufficient to give us the. So here you can see the status. I am refreshing this and still it is initializing. So in the meanwhile, I'll just I'll just give you certain things, like if we go into services. So in the services we have compute, developers, developer tool, analytics, application servers, services, messaging. There are a lot of storage, database, networking, management tools, security things, artificial intelligence, IoT, game development, desktop app and streaming, business productivity. Lot of products from mobile services, migrations. So a lot of products are offered by the Microsoft, and gradually once we have a good amount of knowledge of AWS and all, so we'll just go through one by one each and every product of Microsoft which are eligible for the free tier, because I don't have a paid account as of now, but just for this video tutorial I have just created a free tier account, so that I'll just go through a lot of things of AWS, and you can also learn. So Windows instance is still initializing. I'll just pause it for some time so that so here you can see that status has been changed and it's running and checked. So what we can do, we can just click on this connect button, and we can just download the remote desktop file. So it has been downloaded, and now we'll say get password. So we have to choose the Windows PEM file which we have downloaded, and we'll say decrypt the password. So this information, what we're gonna do, we're gonna keep it, copy this information, and after that what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to connect to that. So I'm just copying the so what we gonna do, we are not using WinSCP to copy files to the server. So what we can do, I'll just share my local drive, but I'm in my drive there are a lot of data, so I have just added a pen drive. So this is a pen drive where I'm having a war file which I'm gonna deploy after installation of the Tomcat on that. So just before that, what we have to do, we'll just say right click edit on that RDB file. We'll go into local resources, go into more, and I'll find my drive. This is my pen drive. I'll just say OK, and I'll say connect, and I'll say connect me to that, and I am gonna copy this password. Don't ask me for this computer and all. I'll say yes. So now we have connected to AWS instance of Windows Server 2016, which we have launched recently. So first time Windows usually takes time because it's configure its UI, and just to popping up, just to start the services, it's gonna take time. So here's come the Windows desktop. So what we gonna do, first we'll do some settings here. So here if I'll just click on this my PC, I can see this is a pen drive which I have shared from my local machine to the AWS server machine. So this is the war file which I have to copy. So I'll come back to that. So this, it will give all the information about that. So first we'll just do some tweaking, because by default it will block all the things for us, so we have to enable. We'll go into firewall option, advanced setting, because all the inbound traffic has been blocked here, so we have to upgrade that first. So we'll say allow, domain profile, then private profile allow, then public profile also we'll say allow, apply. Okay, so here you can see that everything is turned into green now, so it means that it's ready. Now we'll go to the internet option, where we'll go into the security tab, custom security, and we have to enable the downloads for file and font. So we'll just drag come down little bit. So here we can see that file download is disabled, so we have enabled, and font download also we have enabled. And then we'll go into the script. So here we can see active scripting, and that was disabled. I have enabled it. Now I'll say apply. We'll say yes, apply, yes. Now we have done with our tweaking here, and now I'll open the IE browser. google.com. google.com. I'll just install the Chrome into this, because Chrome is something which is compatible with most of the websites and softwares. So I'll say save, run. So in the cloud you can see the speed will be very high. It's somewhere on, a few days back I have tested, it's somewhere on 55 to 60 Mbps on AWS. Chrome is done now. Close all tab. I am closing IE. Well, first thing which I am gonna do, I am gonna download JTK8. I'll accept the license. So Windows 64-bit machine is this. So this is somewhere on 196 MB, and see the speed, how much fast it is. I'll download Tomcat. Parallelly I'll installation, run. Apache Tomcat. I'll download 8th version zip file. Next. I'll go into downloads, show folder. So here's a Apache Tomcat. I'll just copy this. I'll not cut. Copy this. I'll go to the C drive. New server. Extract all. Meanwhile, I'm just continue with the installation of JDK 8 on the server. So I'm just extracting the Tomcat. Now I'm just installing the JDK, and this is a T2.micro server machine which is eligible for the free tier. This process gonna take couple of minutes, and once things are ready, I'll just give you a demo how we can just install the WAR file on Tomcat server. Close. So Java has been installed. Now Tomcat has been extracted. I'll just go to the root folder. I'll just paste it, and after that I can delete this. And what we can do, I'll just go to my drive. The server directory, I am having a WAR file. It's a basic Spring MVC application. Any WAR file you can keep, that doesn't matter here. So I'll paste it here. And meanwhile, what I'm gonna do, let me copy paste first the WAR file from my local machine to the once this is copied, I'll just set the JDK 8 into the environment and path, and then we'll start the Tomcat, deploy the WAR file, and then we'll access it locally and globally, and then followed by instance deletions and all. So basically Java will be installed on C drive program file. I'll just copy this, copy. I'll say this is my PC, properties, advanced settings. Okay, and then the path variable will say edit, say new percentage slash Java home bin. Okay, everything is. Now what we can do, we can say cmd command prompt we will see java hyphen conversion java C conversion, but we are not doing any development, so we don't need this, so let's leave it like this. So we know that now install JDK has been set to the system environment variable, and we'll just go into the server directory Tomcat inside this, and we'll go inside the bin folder, shift right click, open command prompt window here, we'll say startup .bat, and it's gonna start the Tomcat for us here. So here you can see that Tomcat has been up, so it has started in 3066 milliseconds. So how we can validate that, we'll say local host colon 8080 by default. So we should see the Tomcat server here. Now we can see. So if I just minimize this, okay, so now we can see. So what we can do, we can just minimize this and we'll deploy the war file into the server. So we'll go into server directory. This is a war file which we have. We'll just copy this, whatever you want, cut, copy, that's up to your choice. I'll paste it here, and you can see that again once I copy this, Tomcat will be reloaded immediately after some time. So here you can see that Tomcat is again redeploying my application here. It has welcome.do as a URL. This is a war file name. I'll just copy this. I guess I don't have enabled the quick edit, so I may not be able to copy that war file name. No, it's enabled by default. So here you can see that locally we are able to access this application on the same machine. Now I'll just minimize that and I'll go into my client from where I have connected. Now earlier we are in AWS. Now I'll just come into, I'll just open my Chrome, or what we have Opera here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna say first we have to get the IP, public IP. So we'll just copy the public IP here, copy, paste, colon 8080. So we should see the Tomcat now. Yeah, Tomcat we can see now. I'll just go into the pen drive where I am having the server folder. This is my pen drive. I'll just copy war file and I'll say slash. I should be able to access that application. Yes, I can see that application now. So this is how we can connect. So this application is running here, and if I just minimize this remote desktop, I can access this application from the client machine. So this is how the things work here. So what we can do, first we'll just close this browser, we'll just close the Tomcat, close all the things here, and then once this is there, we'll just close this remote desktop session also. And what we're gonna do, now the server is running. So if what AWS gives us 750 hours per month, but and 30 GB of space, but my testing is done. So it's always a good practice, once you are done with your testing and all, go to actions, instant state, and either shut down or stop is just you have stop that, but internally what it does, it will just preserve the state of the application, right? Create an image and keep in the storage. So I just want to terminate. Terminate is something like you have given back your machine to the AWS. I don't want anything, and whatever configuration, everything is there, it will go off. But in the stop case, once you restart, it will come up again. So in my case, I'm gonna terminate this. So yes, terminate. So now it is shutting down, and it takes couple of hours, or sometimes it takes hours, or sometimes it takes 20-15 minutes to remove the entry from the instance state. But other than that, what we have created a key and the security group. So even that security group also I don't want. So for Windows I have created a security group. So what I have done, in the left hand side, in the network and security, in the security group, I went into that and I have created the security group of Windows security group. So I'll just say delete this security group, just delete this. Okay, because my Windows server is still shutting down, so that's why it's not allowing me. So go and click it, and after that you can go into the key pairs. So we have downloaded the key, so it is already selected for Windows. I'll just delete that. I don't want this key. And let's see whether in the instance it's terminated. Yes, now it's terminated. So what I can do, I can just delete the security group. One security group will be default, but I'm deleting the. Now it allowed me to delete that. And once you are done, now you can see that nothing has been. So if you can go into your name, and you can go into your billing home, so you can see if they have added any cost to your account till now or something. So mine is 00 USD, nothing has been added, so I'm just signing it out. Thanks for watching. And do subscribe my channel, and I'll come up with all other type of AWS instances like Amazon Linux, Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu. I'm not covering up Sushi, and then after that load balancing, auto scaling, and static IP configurations, and RDS, S3. Lot of things are there. Code deploy. Lot of things are there from Amazon. So I'll just cover up part by part. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe and subscribe my channel, and share your thoughts, comments. Thank you. Thanks.